Again, we're so glad to have each and every one of you here this morning to share in our ideas and efforts for saving the Cooper House. This project is very unique in that students are the primary drivers of the ideas and motivation for such a high priority project of this university, and for that we're truly thankful. Thank you to our instructor, Ms. Erica Jane Flores, for her passion and really getting students involved in this project and pushing it out to the university officials. Thank you to Lord Sargent for being so open and willing to hear our ideas and opinions. Thank you to Mr. Tom Heyman and your family for your willingness and insistence on hearing our opinions and our ideas. As you know, the Cooper House has been sitting where it has for longer than the university has been here. It's been neglected and abandoned for nearly 20 years, and any structure that has been neglected for as long as the Cooper House has is bound to be in need of some attention. The great thing is, this building is more than just a structure, and it more than needs our attention. It deserves it. There's a rich culture and a rich history part of the Cooper House that can have very significant meaning to students, to faculty, to alumni, to friends of the university, to guests. We want to capitalize on this through the Cooper House, creating an inviting atmosphere. I had the privilege to sit down with Mr. Tom Heyman, former Dean Dr. Scott Smith, and current Dean Ms. Nancy Cox this semester for interviews regarding the past, the present, and the future of the Cooper House. One quote stood above the rest, and I want to share with you all today. All these years I've lived, and it's not a constant thing, but I've lived in fear that it'd be torn down. That's a big part of my past and a big part of the university's past. I would hate to see that. I was hoping there would be a way to preserve it. We know there's a way to preserve this house. We know there are multiple ways to preserve this house. Probably everyone sitting in this room has their own individual ideas and opinions for what this house should and could become. This semester we've all been encouraged to come up with our own personal connections to the Cooper House and how we see it living out our own legacies in our lives, as it has such a personal connection to Mr. Heyman. As we reflect on and share those with you today, we encourage you to do the same.
Which brings me to the why of the Cooper House. For me personally, it is not to create a legacy, but it's to extend one. Renovating the Cooper House will provide a heart and a home for the College of Agriculture, Food, and Environment. The Cooper House will also provide, I just lost my train of thought. It will also provide a chance to be involved with the community and the staff. I'm sorry, can I start over? Okay, thank you. I didn't start over. Okay, which brings me to my why about the Cooper House. For me personally, it is not to create a legacy, but it's to extend one. Renovating the Cooper House will provide a heart and a home for the College of Agriculture, Food, and Environment, and give students and faculty a chance to become a part of UK history. The Cooper House will also be able to engage in the community and provide something I'm missing.
So when we started developing our plans for the Cooper House, I kind of struggled to see how it really affected me and how I could tie it back to my home life. And one example I had was my grandfather's farm out in Harrisburg, Kentucky. It sits on a couple thousand acres and it has about 8 historic homes that were in need of renovation very badly. They've just run down, underutilized, that type of thing. And when he finally made the decision to renovate these homes, pictured here right on the screen, they really became a place that everyone could come together, friends, family, visitors, and really enjoy each other's company. And much like my grandfather's farm, I think the Cooper House can become a place where faculty and friends and students can really get together and showcase what the College of Ag is about, what we have accomplished, and what we can accomplish in the future.
To me, the Cooper House represents family. You've heard from Mr. Tom Hammond and his memories of his grandfather that he so generously shared with us over the course of this semester. I myself grew up in agriculture on a beef cattle farm, my dad a veterinarian, and agriculture has always had a rich meaning in my life. I was very active in FFA and chose to pursue a degree in agricultural economics because of the inviting atmosphere and the family values that I feel that agriculture really lives out. I found that here at the University of Kentucky, and I feel that the Cooper House is the perfect opportunity to continue fostering that family appeal and those family values. The Cooper House is meaningful to me because of family.
The first time our class took a tour of the Cooper House, the front doors were locked. So Tom walked us around the outside of the house to the back. When we got to the back, he depicted this beautiful vegetable garden that his grandpa owned and that he used to work in all the time. While he was describing the vegetable garden, it was bringing me to my vegetable garden in my house. It was making me feel, what would it be like to be Tom, or to be in his shoes and standing where my vegetable garden is and looking at my house and seeing it grow. The Cooper House is an opportunity for the College of Ag to not only tell the history of the College of Ag, but to show off the history of the College of Ag. It really gives us an opportunity to refine our roots.
My inspiration for the Cooper House is that for Tom and his grandfather, Dean Cooper, this wasn't just a university building or a research facility. It was a home. They shared memories, held events, hung out with friends, ate dinner, slept, all of these things. To me, my grandparents, when I visit them, they always make me feel welcome. My grandmother fixed the best poached eggs I've ever had. And I love being there, I love spending time with them, and to me, that's what it means to be home. And we want all of our visitors to feel this feeling when they enter the house and experience what it has to offer.
In guiding our thinking for the concepts that we want to include inside of that house, our group crafted a mission, vision, and values that we aligned with the College of Agriculture's mission, vision, and values and the strategic plan that we think can really guide the body of thinking for the architecture firm for capital projects, not just our group's idea, but for the project as it progresses. For time's sake, we can't share all those with you today, but I think the primary and most important part of that is the mission, which I'll read. The Cooper House will protect the University of Kentucky's land-grant legacy, honor the life and history of former Dean Thomas Poe Cooper and his family, and give the College of Agriculture, Food, and Environment a true heart and home for students, faculty, alumni, friends, and guests.
So I'll be telling you guys a little bit about what we'd like to see in the Cooper House, and right here is the first floor plan of how we think the house should look. As you walk through the front door, located on the east here, you'll come in and right to the left will be a welcome center. This welcome center will have someone there to direct visitors where to go, where their desired location is within the facility. We'll also showcase the history of the house and of all those who have lived there. As we go directly across the hall to the retail space, this will include products that have been made by the College of Ag and also Kentucky Proud products that are made right here in the Bluegrass. Towards the back, we'll have a casual deli for students and faculty and visitors to grab a quick bite to eat between classes, not so much a formal setting. And as we wrap up the spiral staircases, there's three main rooms we'd like to talk about up there. We'll have an industrial-sized kitchen that will be able to handle food for up to 40 to 50 guests. We will also have a dining area that is very elegantly decorated with white tablecloths and fine china. And the restaurant will be accompanied by a bourbon bar that pairs fine wines with entrees throughout the course of the evening. And it will be open for lunch and dinner. When we get to the top, it's a kind of a small space, but we'd like to still utilize every space within the building. We see this as a really quiet place for the College of Ag and for students to be able to go up there, with a group, just like our group, that would be a perfect spot for us to go. But, a conference room, a projector, a smart board for students to be interactive within the education.
I mentioned the garden earlier. Our vision, we really want to bring that back. And just like when Tom was a kid, we want the garden to be fully functional. We want what's grown in the garden to be used in the retail store, in the products in the retail store, and in the kitchen. He mentioned the rose-lined walkways that his grandpa had. We want to bring those back as well in memory of Dean Cooper. We also want to bring an auditorium to the table. We want to fulfill the need that the College of Ag has, not only to have a classroom, but to also serve to have functions just like we're doing now. Instead of holding it at the Boone Center, we want to hold it at the Cooper House.
Who can benefit? Just as the layout and the design of the house is very important, the beneficiaries, partnerships, and brands that we carry within the Cooper House are important as well. First and foremost, education was a key component of the Cooper House and its function for the university and the state. We'd like to create partnerships with the College of Agriculture, Food, and Environment, as well as groups such as 4-H that help preserve the land grant legacy the UK has. Secondly, we want to focus on the different products and brands that we carry within our retail space and that we sell in our deli and use as our edible products. We want to promote agritourism in Kentucky, as well as promote locally grown and produced products such as Kentucky Proud and other products that will help with the tourism, such as our bourbon and or beers brewed in the state. Now we'll talk about the marketing tools used that will help with the branding, as well as the function of keeping this up to date.
So the first marketing tool that we have constructed, me and my group have constructed, has been a website which will be targeted towards mass viewers, and it will give viewers a chance to learn about our group, the breakdowns of the rooms with descriptions to it, and it will also highlight the mission, vision, and values of the Cooper House. Also with the websites, it will display potential partners that the Cooper House will have. And then our second marketing tool would be a brochure, which will shine light on the history of the Cooper House for those who don't know. It will provide contact information for those who want to know more, and it will also provide location. In the inside of the brochure, it will highlight who is welcome at the Cooper House, what the Cooper House has to offer, and it will even show the breakdowns of rooms and basically a brief description of them, and most importantly, the mission, vision, and values of the Cooper House.
And for our last marketing tool, maybe the most important one of them all, a letter that we send out to donors, faculty, students, and anyone that would like to have a say in what happens with the Cooper House and would like to get this project off the ground. Pictured on the right is the letter that will be going out in envelopes to these individuals. And on the left, we've developed a 4-tier system. This is going to reward and honor donors for their contributions to the Cooper House Fund.
The obligation the University of Kentucky has to pay tribute to the life and legacy of former Dean Thomas Poe Cooper is what we believe one of the highest callings that this institution holds. Pursuing any endeavor, any construction endeavor, I don't think that this university has as unique of a meaning and as significant a meaning as the Cooper House does. There's such a rich culture here, such a rich history, and it would just be a dishonor to, we feel like making this space more than just offices, more than just conference rooms is imperative. We want this to be a place for students where everyone can come, where there's an appeal for everyone. In speaking with Dean Cox past week, She mentioned how if this project is going to be successful, it's because that a lot of people come together. A lot of people take a personal interest and a personal stake in it, which is why we presented the concepts for inside the house that we have today. Again, thank you all for being here. We appreciate it, and we hope that you take these ideas to heart and find in your own heart a way that you can live out your own legacy in the Cooper House. Thank you.